Sure, New York City can be expensive. It was recently named one of the world's top 10 priciest cities to live in. But here's the thing, a vacation to New York City really doesn't have to break the bank. In fact, there are a lot of ways to keep your trip to super affordable. Seriously, this video is going to give you all the info you need to plan a budget New York trip. Let's go! New York travel prices can be steep, especially during peak travel seasons. If you're looking to design a budget trip to New York City, think about visiting in the winter. Will it be cold? Yeah, probably. But New York City in the winter is a magical place. Between ice skating, hot chocolate, and holiday decorations, it's an enchanting time of year to visit, and you'll save some major bucks by traveling in the off-season. If you're wondering where to stay in New York that won't consume your entire travel budget, here's a tip. Don't limit yourself to Manhattan. You'll find much better deals on hotels and Airbnbs in other boroughs, without sacrificing your experience. Brooklyn neighborhoods like Park Slope and Williamsburg are full of New York charm. Not to mention tons of awesome restaurants, bodegas, bars, and parks. A 3-star hotel in Brooklyn or Queens can save you around $100 per night compared to one in Manhattan. Knowing how to use New York's public transportation is crucial, since the subway is hands down the best and cheapest way to get around. It's safe, easy to use, and extensive. We get it can be intimidating for first-time users, but it's so worth it. A single ride is less than $3, which is pennies in comparison to the $30 or $60 you may spend on an Uber or a taxi. And New York City is so walkable too. Manhattan is largely designed as a grid, making it easy to navigate even for the most directionally challenged among us. Plus, city bikes are everywhere. One of the best ways to keep your New York City trip under budget is to eat like a local by indulging in the city's incredible cheap eats. We're talking breakfast cart bagels, $1 pizza slices, halal food, and more. Our advice? Chat with New York locals about their favorite places for dollar dumplings, cheap falafel, and the best happy hour deals around. In New York, no one pays the full price at museums. That's because most museums in New York City have free days as well as pay-as-you-wish days. So do a bit of research and you'll have no trouble staying under budget. Psst! The Brooklyn Museum and American Museum of Natural History are always pay-as-you-wish, and they're both awesome. Don't spend your cash chasing the best views. Check out these free vistas instead. Speaking of free, don't overspend for views at the Empire State Building or One World Trade Center. There are free ways to get awesome panoramic views of New York City, and some are even better than the ones you have to pay for. The Staten Island Ferry is free to take, and it provides incredible views of the Manhattan skyline, as well as the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island. The High Line is an impressive way to see the city from an unusual perspective. Once an elevated railroad, the High Line is now a park filled with greenery and public art. For a killer Manhattan view, check out the Brooklyn Heights Promenade. The gorgeous, serene view of the skyline across the water will make your Instagram followers so jealous. The view from the top of the Rock, Rockefeller Center, is pretty phenomenal. Plus, you get to actually see all the famous buildings. So, if you're going to pay for a view in New York City, pay for a view there. Obviously, catching a Broadway show is one of the things to do in New York City. And yes, you can do it on the cheap. Here's what you do. Check out the 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗧 booth in Times Square. Also, there are locations in Brooklyn and Lower Manhattan. There, you can find theater tickets with steep discounts, sometimes up to 50% off. Get there early in the day to grab tickets before they're gone. Pro tip: if you do choose to pick up the tickets in Times Square, be on your guard. Although New York City is safe, Times Square is a tourist hub, and pickpockets and scam artists know it. For more New York travel tips, check out our video, What to Do in New York. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and to click the subscribe button for more travel content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.